Yeah, so the tax bill that we will be hearing today is basically set off of Senate Bill 37. So if you go back to the start of this session, we have had 4 tax bills. The governor vetoed the very first one, which was a single rate tax. Then we came out with Senate Bill 300. We had a unanimous vote in the House. 100% of the members present that day voted for it, which has never happened in our history. It was an amazing day. The Senate did not take that bill up. So then the next bill was House Bill 2036, much like Senate Bill 300, but it was just a tweak. That one, we had another unanimous vote in the House. 100% of our members voted for it. Again, that's the only second time it's happened in history. The governor vetoed those. Then the very last day of session, we did Senate Bill 37. And we really thought because the governor literally, every time we would do a tax bill, she'd move the goalpost and we'd miss the mark and she'd veto it. And she did the same thing on Senate Bill 37. This bill, which we don't have a number for yet, but most likely I would say it's probably going to be Senate Bill 1 because we start from scratch in a special session, is really based on Senate Bill 37. So we had in Senate Bill 37 an income tax component. It's a dual rate tax. Currently we're at a 3-rate tax, so we reduced it to 2 rates. It's really 3 rates because the bottom rate is 0. There's so many people on the bottom that just don't pay tax. But we changed it. The only change from Senate Bill 37 to this new provision is the top rate was 5.57. The new top rate is going to be 5.58, 1/100th. That's what it is, which is really kind of amazing when you think about it. We're coming back for a special session that the governor called because she vetoed Senate Bill 37, and this bill is so close to Senate Bill 37. What are we doing here? It also involves, the same as what Senate Bill 37 had, is a repeal of income tax on Social Security. So people on Social Security will no longer pay tax on their Social Security income. That's a big deal. That is truly a provision that's been in every single one of our tax bills, and it's one that literally the people of the state want. We also had a provision in there in the other tax bills for the residential exemption on our 20 mills that goes, that 20 mills is to support our schools. We basically exempted in the other bills the first $100,000 of tax. Now, not tax, but appraised value. Now we are exempting the first 75. So it came down a little bit, and you say, why did you take that down a little bit? It's literally because the governor set a target, said we had to be around 425 million total on this tax bill. And so we had to start paring parts of the tax bill down to be able to meet that target. The other thing we took away was we had 19.5 mils, so we took a half a mil off of our 20 mils in the previous tax plans. In this one, that's gone. We're not using that, and that was a $22 million cost. We just needed to take that out to meet our target. And then the last thing we took out was the sales tax on food provision. That is due to go to 0 in January anyway. We needed that money to be able to hit her target. And so we reduced pieces of that just so we could hit her target of 425 million. We came really close. I think we ended up being at 427 million. It was close enough that she was able to accept it. So those are the provisions of that tax plan. There's not a lot of new things in there. Actually, there's no new things in there. The only thing that's different is the things we took out. So I really don't think we're going to have a hard time passing the tax plan. But you never can know. You never do know what somebody's going to put in as an amendment, and we're going to have to really watch those close, because if we have amendments, then the governor can pull out and say, I'm not going to sign it. So it's going to be pretty important for us to keep the tax plan clean to get the governor's signature.